Hey, Mrs. Still here. If you missed Monday, October 3rd, there are possibly two assignments that you need to work on. And I say possibly because you might have finished the first one. So, on Thursday of last week, we started our reflection on Europe. And this was a document, excuse me, that you will be able to find in your Google Drive Social Studies folder. And basically, it's just a series of questions that ask you to reflect on the different standards that we covered in the Europe um, unit. So, the way this is set up, I have the standard here on the left, the assignment that corresponds with that standard, highlighted in green. Then the essential questions, you are not answering these. You've already done this, okay? But these are those questions that will kind of maybe help you get a grasp on how well you know this standard. And these bulleted questions here in the right hand box are the actual questions that you're going to go through. So you can bullet these as you answer, but your responses will go in um, the right hand column of this table, and that's all you need to do for that. Plan probably a good hour and a half to 2 hours to complete that. Then the other assignment you are going to do, we're transitioning into a new unit now on Russia. And we have three different standards that we're going to hit really hard. These standards have to do with humans and our interaction with different regions, and just how regions are formed and what they are and different things like that. So we worked as a group on Monday to start coming up with some answers to, not really answers to the essential questions, but coming up with more questions, diving a little deeper into what these things mean. So, just for an example, we did some of the bullets for 12.3.2a, which is analyzing the physical and human processes that shape places and regions. So, I have 5 different essential questions that, if you completely and thoroughly were able to go through all of these questions, you would definitely be able to say that you've mastered how to analyze physical and human processes. So, what we did was we took how do humans modify their environment? A question that we asked was, how do people stay warm? Then we looked a little further, like what type of clothing do they wear? What kind of blankets do they use? What type of heating is used? Then we looked at how humans get around. Um, and we're really, all of these questions, and I forgot to say this, but it'll probably be pretty obvious. They're based on Russia because that's what we're looking at. So when you're going through these questions, and this is a really difficult thing to do, okay? So this isn't one of those things I'm going to turn you loose and say, okay, well, you have an hour to answer, come up with more supporting questions. I do not expect you to understand how to do this, but this is a skill that we're going to work on this together for the next couple of units. Then right after Christmas, right after like winter break, I will start having you do this a little more independently. And then by the end of the year, this is a skill that I'm going to have to assess. So you really need to practice this and take advantage of doing this kind of as a group and understand where these questions are coming from. And this isn't something where there are necessarily wrong answers. I will definitely guide you in the right direction if you kind of start veering off the path here. But I think this is something that might be better explained in person. So those are the two things that we did on Monday, and I hope you are back in class tomorrow.